Hey everyone, Keith O'Brien here from down in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm really excited to make this video today because it's going to dive into something that I've talked to so many people about over the last, last 18, 19 months, and more so obviously in the last 4.5 weeks or so since I joined the Empower Network. But it's really going to handle all what I would call the myths, the misconceptions, the untruths about this company, because I heard about Empower Network right when it came out, and honestly I made fun of it. My first reaction was, oh, what a great way for Dave Wood to build his list even bigger, right? I just didn't get it. I just didn't know. And I was making these decisions and I was making these judgments based on, seeing a post here or seeing people talk about it on Facebook without really going in and looking at what it was all about, right? And so that did prompt me to take a little bit closer look. And it's still, at that point, I just didn't get it. I was like, well, why would you ever want to use a blog like that as opposed to your own blog? And, and so I had all these judgments, all these questions, and instead of actually going and digging in and looking, I just kind of made some blanket decisions, and it kept me out of really getting educated for a very long time. And so, I did decide to join Empower Network about 4.5 weeks ago or so, and I can say this: virtually all of my judgments have turned out to be not true. All the things I thought it was, it isn't. And all the things that I didn't know about, it is on so many levels. And so I'm going to dive into those now because I think, especially for people that have been around the industry for a while, a lot of times we see a lot of this marketing. We make decisions based on the marketing without really going behind the scenes, right? So let's dig into it a little bit. So the myth number one, right? Here's the myth number one. Is that people think that since there is some cheekiness and some creativity in the languaging and branding around Empower Network, people think that inside the culture is going to be Dave and all the leadership just cussing and swearing, F this and shit and ass and, badass and wussy and all this kind of stuff all the time, right? And I will tell you, certainly there is some of that's true. And if you go back to the earlier trainings, in 2011, early 2012, it's a little bit more prevalent, right? I can tell you that unless I knew that from before, since I've been with Empower, it hasn't been relevant. It hasn't been a predominant part of the trainings at all, right? And so now for me, I don't have any type of issue around language. For me, I think words, we give meaning to the words. And so I just tend not to get hung up on that kind of stuff. But I get that it influences marketing and branding and who we attract. So I will say this. What's cool is within the Inner Circle trainings and audios, Dave Wood goes into the psychology of all that. It's certainly not by accident. It's all very purposeful why that stuff is done and how the company's branded. So, but that myth, let's just put that to bed right now because it's just simply not true. Does Empower Network like the word badass? Yes. Well, I like the word badass. Who doesn't want to be a badass? Seriously, okay? And there's some other kind of culturally sound terms, right? But in most cases, it's all really done in fun. And as soon as I kind of got out of judgment about it, it started to make a lot of sense to me. And I started appreciating where the culture was coming from. So let's put that one to bed and give it a rest right now. Okay, so that's certainly not true. The second thing that I heard a lot of in kind of hearsay before I was in Empower was that, the product line is all about selling Empower Network, and there's no value in the products outside of just building the Empower Network business. And I got to tell you, that statement right there, that is the biggest lie ever. Okay, I got to tell you, for all of the products inside of Empower, it's one of the highest value propositions that I've ever seen in the industry in terms of what you get compared to what you pay for. Okay, you just take the first two products, the $25 a month blogging system and the $100 a month Inner Circle membership. These two things are invaluable. I mean, the Inner Circle membership at $100 a month, I'm listening to an hour to 90 minutes of training a day, and it's some of the best personal development and marketing training that I've ever experienced in 22 years in this industry, because it's real. It's not all tied into this, what you can and can't say relevant to the industry. It just cuts through all the crap. It just cuts through all the BS, and it just dishes it out real story. And I would say that by and large, Empower Network, for the people that have had industry experience in network marketing, is made up of people that have, either built successfully and have been just frustrated with the business side of network marketing, love the culture, love the industry, love what it teaches, love the capitalism of it all and the free enterprise, but just really frustrated with some of the shortfalls of the industry, right? And so these are just people that are just telling it like it is, right? And I will say that I've come to appreciate Dave Wood. He's one of the very best trainers that I've ever heard in the industry in 22 years. And I would not have been able to say that about Dave, 4 or 5 years ago. So the man has just really, really worked on his craft, and it's phenomenal, right? So for that product alone, worth so much more than what you pay for it, right? But I'll tell you, through what I've learned through the other products, Costa Rica and 15K and so on and so forth, I've used the training there in consulting contracts and local marketing clients that I have to increase everything about their business. So I took a marketing client site who was getting like 30 to 40 visitors a month through their website, and in 60 days through the training of the Empower Network products, I took their site. Now they're averaging about 110, 120 visitors a day, and we did it inside of about 2 or 3 months, right? So, everything that is taught inside Empower Network is applicable to online marketing, business development, anywhere. So let's just put that one to bed, right? So personally, I think if you're in direct sales, you should be a customer of all the Empower Network products. Absolutely, without a doubt, they will help you build your business on and offline and help you take some of the grind out of that front end recruiting, right? Am I breaking records so far in Empower? No, not yet. I mean, is it a solid start? Sure. I think I put 14 or 15 people in my first month. Haven't done a single three-way call, not one, right? Not a single one. Haven't presented the business at all, okay? At all, none. I've answered a few questions, I've got on the phone, and I've spent my time on the phone with training my new people as opposed to prospecting and recruiting. Okay? So let's just put the whole value standpoint of the products to bed. So myth number 1, all the bad language. Myth number 2, no value outside of Empower Network. Completely false on both accounts. Third, okay? And this is the one that I've heard forever, right? You can't duplicate a business online. All right, so I'm going to dive into this one, and I'm going to do it in a couple ways. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, if you just look at the numbers, they don't lie, okay? Here's the deal. Trainers that don't know how to teach people to build online are going to tell you that you can't duplicate online. Okay? So if you take any income disclosure statement of any company in the industry, the numbers will show that you can't duplicate offline either, right? That people get success, but the numbers are the numbers, right? And they're the same, regardless of whether you're doing it online or offline. They are the same, right? I will say, if you dig into Empower Network income disclosure statement, which is posted everywhere, just Google it, the amount of people earning money here by comparison is higher. It just is. Right? The amount of people, the percentage of people that make $300, $400, $500 a month in Empower Network is higher than anywhere else. I mean, compare income disclosure statements. Just do it, right? So you can duplicate online because it's happening right now, right? It's not about how you market. It's a commitment to your marketing. It's not about how you market, right? So the numbers are going to be roughly the same. We're seeing some better results here, all right? People have to do a lot less here to make money than they do in most network marketing companies. And so, when you get people into making money quicker, I mean, you're at break even on your first sale at every product. Break even. I mean, you can't do that anywhere. I mean, most places, 3 and you're free, 4 and you're free, okay? Right? You're at break even. So it doesn't take much to start producing some consistent results, right? I mean, you realize that to make $1,000 a month residual income in Empower Network, you can do it with 12 people on your team. 12 people. If you have 12 people that are buying both the blogging system and the inner circle from you, you got $1,000 a month residual. You could do it with one person that you've personally enrolled if they go to work, right? Okay, which you just can't do anywhere else. It just doesn't happen. Let's face it. I've been doing this for 22 years. I know what it takes to build a $1,000 a month residual. I know what it takes to build a $5,000 a month residual or $10,000 a month residual. I've done them all. Okay? Right? To build a $5,000 a month residual, this little side note here, in most companies, you got to have between $70,000 and $120,000 a month in volume to hit $5,000 a month. Residual. Not bonuses and all this other stuff, but a residual volume. That's a lot of business. Right? So your team's producing $1.2 million a year for the company, and you're getting paid $60,000. Yeah. Okay. So I will say, and I'm going to wrap this video up right now. Guys, you're watching this video, you're in one of a couple places. Either you've looked at Empower Network and you decided it wasn't for you. You got in, you did some work. You know what? It happens. No company is for everybody. I wish you the best in whatever you decide to do. You've took a kind of cursory look, right, at Empower Network. And this is what I would say I did for 20 months, right? I moved from judgment and distrust to just getting annoyed by it, like all the marketing, and as it was really getting pushed on Facebook by people, right? To being curious. And what happened was, what shifted for me was I decided this year I was going to put more of my front-end recruiting online with my previous company. So I started really diving back into some tools and some things to use to do that. Because you just need systems if you're going to build online, right? You need systems anywhere. And what happened is it kept coming back up, and the training kept coming back up. And so I started speaking to some of my friends that have been with Empower since the beginning. And I started getting inside of some of their numbers. Meaning, here's how many leads they were generating. Here's how many presentations they were doing. Here's how many sales that meant, right? And then from the $25 sale, what percentage of people were upgrading to the higher sales, right? Okay? And what I started learning, I just couldn't ignore anymore. And a lot of times in the online marketing world, you're pumped up with these stories of, oh, this is what I did, and then you do it and it doesn't work that way. I can tell you this, right? As of today, which I'm in the business about 4.5 weeks, I'm getting over a 10% conversion of opt-in to sale. Now, if you've been around marketing for a while, that is massive. Okay? That means if you can get just 10 leads a day, it's going to spit out a sale a day. Okay? And I'm upgrading about 50%, a little higher, about 50% from the first product to second product. Okay? So you can start doing the math on that and figuring out. If you're in this situation like I was, I'm just going to say, get in touch with me and take another look. So much has changed in the last year and a half. When Empower first launched, they barely made it out of the gate. They had all kinds of problems like most companies do in launch. And you know what? And they hung in there, they solved it, they figured it out. This company is more compliant in terms of the legalities of the industry than any company I've ever seen. They are so out front and transparent with everything. Unbelievable. Okay? Just take another look. What's changed big time since you were probably looking, even if you looked at the business 6 months ago or 9 months ago, is the development of the team systems now and the team support above and beyond what the Empower Network provides, right? And so some of the things that have been developed as a team are unbelievable. Some of the best systems and support that I've ever seen in the industry, bar none. Okay? So, or the third place is you've never heard of Empower Network before and you're just viewing this video for the first time. And so thank you for staying with me as I've talked about all this. Some of it probably is a little bit past you. I will say this. If you're looking for a way to generate income online and actually learn some real skills, you know, you could spend a couple of years in network marketing and never learn how to market. I mean, that's just insane, right? The biggest success I've ever had in this industry is when we had systems in place for people to plug into for marketing, right? My biggest run in this industry is when we used direct mail. This was a while ago. Direct mail to drive our business. And our marketing side of it was so systemized that people weren't forced to go talk to friends and family. They did it when they wanted to, not because they had to, because they didn't know another way, right? So if you're ready to really step your game up and get some marketing skills that you can apply into any business in the industry, or if you're just really looking for that place that you want to lock in with, join arms with some conscious people, with a bunch of misfits, rule breakers, right? Outcasts, telling you, just get started. Join now. Click the link wherever you're seeing this video. Opt in. When you hit the page where you can buy something, buy it. Take some action. Let's start working together and creating the life for yourself that you know you deserve. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.